All right. So I want to share something with you that I have this guy that I listen to every morning at 6:30 because he's on the East Coast, so it's 9:30 for him. But there are people from all over the world. I mean, there are like 3,000 people, 2 to 3,000 every single morning, Monday through Friday, that show up we can't see them because he is in webinar mode. He's not in Zoom interactive mode, but there's a little chat going. And I usually that's my way of waking up. I started off with him because it was a what was it called? Call to Calm meditation. It's like a 10 to 15-minute meditation. And I thought, oh, that's cool. And that was at 7 o'clock my time. I'm Mountain Time. So I would show up and then I'd realize he was already talking. He talks for like a 30 to 40 minutes before he actually gets to the short meditation. And usually they're related. So he's consciously talking to you about a topic and then doing the meditation to kind of double down, get it into your subconscious. I love that. So I always show up at like 6:25. I have my alarm set for 6:25 and I hit the login. I just literally lay there and kind of listen to whatever the hell he's jabbering on about. And then at 7 o'clock, he goes right into the meditation for about 10, 15 minutes. And then um, I kind of lay there and let it mush around for a while. And then I get up and do my stuff, whatever my stuff is for the day. So anyway, that's part of my morning routine. But this morning, this blew me away. And I'm going to use this concept in a God neutral way because some people believe in, an all source, first cause, God, the universe, whatever it is. It's that um, energy. Yeah, yes, I know it's time. It's that energy force that is why, whatever that is. I don't pretend to know what it is. But for some people, because of your cultural or religious upbringing, you have a very firm idea of what that is. Cool. I love it. So this works for everybody. Um, so I'm going to call it, the force for right now. Um, so what if, you don't have to worry about getting it all right and doing it all right at the right time. What if, see, what was the analogy he used? If you go to a concert, you're watching, say it's a piano concert, you're watching a guy or a woman come out and sit at the piano and play. And the magic and the music and the knowing is in the musician's hands playing the piano. And the piano's job is to express what is being played through it. We are not the musician. We are the piano. The life force that knows all, is all, was all, always will be all, creates all, expresses all, um, channels and moves all, is the musician. Our job is to let that come through us and out as beautiful music. To not feel the pressure of having to get it all right because it is all right. It's all coming from source. It's kind of similar to when you're behind your Steno machine and allowing yourself to just be the channel. The words are coming in and You're just the machine that captures the words and writes them on into on into eternity. But to think of yourself in every situation, not just behind the steno machine, but when weird stuff's happening and you find yourself in that situation that just feels so weird and so uncomfortable, to realize that this is source exploring, understanding, and expressing itself through you. Your job is just to have it flow through you and out into the world. And you are the filter. So it's important to keep the filter as clean and honest and away from judgment and criticism, and to just be filled with compassion and allowing for that to happen. It was kind of a hard concept at first. I'm like, wow, that kind of takes me out of the equation of everything. Um, but I have no doubt that whatever that energy source is, it's much wiser than I. So, so it's that element of trust and surrender, which we don't like those words. Surrender, I hated that when I first went into therapy, seriously, to get over my, complex PTSD and all kinds of stuff. I hated the idea of surrender. Like, I don't, from my upbringing, I was programmed to know that there is no source that will keep me safe. That has to be my job, because if nobody else is doing it, it has to be my job. Not understanding that I can only see this much of what's happening in my life, maybe not even that much. Um, but in the healing process, you have to get to a place where you surrender. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous too. You surrender to a force greater than yourself, which can see the whole big picture and has its own agenda, maybe. Um, Trust, that's a big one. That's a big one. And for those of us who are trying to pass a test, you've got to trust that you've done what you can do to to tune your piano, to have all the strings there and ready, in the right order, tuned to the right pitch. You've done all the stuff you can do, and you're there waiting for the musician to move through you to create amazing music. If that lands on you well, go with it. And if it doesn't, don't worry about it. The people that I follow, sometimes it takes me years to figure out what the hell are they saying? I don't get it. I don't get it. Until one day you do. It clicks. And I have gone back to my therapist friends and said, what's wrong with me? Why couldn't I get this when I was 20, 30, 40 years old? Why? Why did it take me till I was in my 60s to start figuring this stuff out, for it to start making sense, for me to start understanding it? Because it did. It's like, that's not an acceptable answer for a court reporter. Um, but it did. It did. Take what works and double down on it. Trust yourself. Know that everything you're doing will take you to the next level. It always does. Even if you stand in its way, once you realize you're standing in the way, you're the thing holding you back. And you step back and say, okay, all right, then I got to trust there's something bigger than me that can move through me, that can take me to wherever I'm going next. I don't know what that is, but I've got to trust it's going to be wonderful on the other side. I love you guys. And I'm planning still on seeing you on Sunday, so I'll put a little note up. Talk to you guys later.